Hi there, welcome back to my channel. This is Pratyusha from Pratyusha. In today's video, I will share how to make a heart easel card featuring quilled roses. So this is the card we will be making. For easier understanding, I'm dividing this tutorial into 4 different parts. First, we will assemble the quilled rose heart. Second, we will make the easel card. Third, we will make a box envelope to keep the card in. Fourth, we'll make a belly band closure to keep the box envelope closed. Let's start with assembling the quilled rose heart. You will need to quill a few red and white roses for this card. If you don't know how to quill roses, I would leave a link to a tutorial for the same. Watch that before you continue. Next, I cut out a heart shape from white cardstock. I ink it with Barn Door Distress ink to give a red hue to the heart. I put Fevicol and start to add the quilled red roses. I add 2 rows of red roses and then fill in the center with white roses. Once done, this is how the rose-filled heart looks like. Next, we work on the basic easel card. So this is how a finished easel card looks like. From the front, it looks like a normal card, but when you open it, there's a piece inside that acts as a stopper to make the top flap stand. There is some space inside for you to write your personalized message for your loved ones. So let's start making this. The base white cardstock is 280 GSM, measuring 11.5 inches by 4/5/8 of an inch. I then score it at 5/3/4 of an inch to make a top folding card. On the top flap, I again scored at 2/7/8 of an inch and fold it at the score line. Now we will make the stopper on the inside, which will help the top flap to stand. I run 2 pieces of white cardstock in a love themed embossing folder through my die cutting machine to make an impression. I keep one aside for the later use. From the other white cardstock, I cut out a 2-inch width strip to act as a stopper. I add 2 more layers of cardstock behind it using double-sided tape to bulk it up so that it is elevated from the base cardstock and acts as a definitive stopper. I then adhere the whole stopper assembly to the base of the cardstock using double-sided tape. And I cut out the excess from the sides. Now for the front of the card, I use a red cardstock measuring 5/3/4 of an inch by 4/5/8 of an inch, which is same as the base white cardstock. I add double-sided tape to the lower half of the top flap and adhere the red cardstock. Over this, I'm going to add the other piece of love embossed white cardstock measuring 5/5/8 by 4.5 inches. a little smaller than the red panel that we just placed. Before adhering the embossed white cardstock, I add a red satin ribbon in the center and secure it behind with some tape. Over this, I will be adhering the rose heart later. To tie the whole card together, I will add a red cardstock strip 1.5 inch in width onto the top of the stopper. The strip measures 5/8 by 4.5 inches. I then use a doily punch from Martha Stewart and add the punch effects on both sides of the strip. I'm going to save all those different sizes of circles that are coming out from punching that red cardstock and use it later. I use a double-sided tape to adhere this strip onto the stopper. Remember all the circles that I saved previously? I'm going to adhere them onto the embossed white cardstock using some glue. I then adhere this piece onto the red cardstock using some double-sided tape. I finally glue down the rose quilled heart onto the embossed white cardstock. On the inside, I add the sentiment and a few hearts to complete the card. So this is how the final card looked like. Now let's get started with making of the box envelope. I lost a little bit of footage here, so I'm showing the markings on a normal A4 size sheet. Later, I will show you the final envelope that I made. So I take the A4 size sheet and score on the long side at 3 inches, 3/5/8 of an inch, 8.5 inches and 9/1/8 of an inch. I then rotate the sheet 90 degrees and score at ½ inch and then at 1/1/8 of an inch. And I score the same at the opposite side as well. I then cut out the marked portion with the scissors. I start folding at the score lines to form the box envelope. I use the same doily punch and add punch effects to all the flaps of the envelope. So this is how my box finally looks like. Next, let's start making the belly band so that we can keep our box envelope closed. I take 2 red strips of 1.5 inch each and add punch effects like before. I take one strip and bend it over the edge of the box envelope and repeat the same with the other strip as well. I then start adhering the strips at the bent portion. I then add a red satin ribbon around the belly band and secure it with double-sided tape. Next, I want to add a bow. Here's a small tip. Tie a coordinating color thread around the ribbon in the spot where you want to add the bow, and no one will ever know that these are two different entities. So that's how I made a belly band for my box envelope. I collected the red and white circles when I was punching the box envelope and the belly band. I'm going to use some glue to adhere these onto the box envelope to tie the whole card together. So that's how the finished card looks like. I know this tutorial was a bit long, but I hope it was worth your time. I leave you with some close-up shots of the card. In case of any queries, leave them in the comment section down below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, keep crafting and spreading smiles. Bye!